Hey ladies, if you're over 50 or actually over 64 like I am, and you are dealing with under eye circles, redness, age spots, whatever it is, I have some tips and tricks you're going to want to see, so stay tuned. I'm Sherry with Mature Beauty Studio, and today I'm going to be working out of a palette that has all my colors. So I have foundation colors, lip colors, cheek colors, and eyeshadow colors all in one palette. And the best thing about this makeup is it's cream based. So one of the things that we deal with as mature women is makeup tends to get dried out on our face. We have dry skin. We have skin that has maybe lost some volume, and cream makeup is just going to be your new best friend. So I'm going to show you these quick and easy tips and tricks for getting rid of that under eye darkness and any spots that you have. So the key is not using a concealer. I know that's counterintuitive to everything you've heard, but what happens is when you use a light color concealer over a dark color, that color underneath is going to start bleeding through, right? So a couple hours after you've put it on, you start seeing that darkness appear again. So what I'm doing is actually choosing a color from my palette that's going to neutralize that under eye area. And usually our under eyes, even though they look dark, are really shades of blue and purple. So by taking a foundation color that has a bit of an orange undertone, it actually is going to neutralize those blues and purples. So let me show you what I mean. I am going to just dip the end of my brush into this color and tap it on. And you want to be really gentle with your under eyes, right? It's a very, very kind of sensitive area. So you can see what I've done. Just tapped on with a little bit of that color. And I want you to take a look at the difference. Just by putting the slightest bit of product on, I have neutralized that under eye. So I'll do the same thing over here. Just tap, tap, tap. And this is not going to bleed through. You're not going to have cakiness. You're putting the slightest amount of product on. And that's really key under our eyes. We don't want to layer product because it's going to show texture. So same thing with my lids. You can see how very discolored my lids are. So I'm going to go ahead and use that color correction up there just to get rid of that lid color. You can see what that does. Just like that. And for most of my age spots and redness, I can use the same color. Now, everybody might be using a little bit different color, and that's why as an artist, I would definitely color match you and choose your color correction color that's going to work for all your issues. So you see this redness? I don't know what that is. I have like a chapped lip. I'm going to just kind of apply some there. My nose, the old schnoz is always kind of red. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little color correction there too. I have some age spots up here. So I'm going to just dot that right there. Just again, slightest amount of product just to neutralize that color. All right, so once I've got that done, I am going to go in with my main color, which is our main foundation color. I'm using a really soft brush today. It's actually called the Blend Brush by Seint Beauty. And I like this for just a really natural look. So all you have to do is dip your brush into this cream makeup and just kind of swirl. It doesn't take a lot. Honestly, the makeup comes in these little tins that look just like this, and they pop into the magnetic compact. And when you get them, they look so tiny, you think, what the heck is this? What did I just pay for? But they last for months. I know when I first got them, I couldn't believe that this product was in such a small container, but it was so incredibly concentrated. So it's not like any liquid foundation or mineral foundation that you've ever used. So you can see what I'm doing with this soft, fluffy brush is just kind of evening out my skin tone. So just kind of buffing it around. You can use any kind of movement you like. I like to just buff, stipple. You can press in, whatever works for you. The next color I'm going to use is going to be a shade that's probably 2 shades lighter than that main foundation color. And this is my brightening shade. And I'm just going to apply that in the corner of my eye and the outside of my eye, just like this. And it really is amazing when you add some brightness to the center of your face, how everything just kind of pops and glows. And it just brings back that glow that we used to have. So I'm not gonna blend anything yet. You'll see I'm gonna blend in just a minute. I'm gonna actually add a little contour, and I don't want you to be intimidated by contour. Nothing to be afraid of. We actually just kind of tap right on our cheekbones, and you can see this is just gonna create a little bit of a shadow, and that creates lift and dimension. So when I first heard about contouring, I thought that's a Kardashian thing. I don't contour, I'm 64. And then I figured out it wasn't hard. It's just taking a darker color and placing it in all the right spots. And I'm using it right around my jawline, which is gonna kind of eliminate that saggy look on here, that jelly thing we get. I don't get what's happening. Things are drooping, they're dropping. And add up a little bit around our forehead to, again, just create that shadow. And then when we get it all on, we're gonna just kind of blend it on out. So again, going back to that fluffy end, going in with that light, and just kind of going around where I did the light, and then I'm gonna blend the contour in and bring it all together. So you're not gonna see any distinct color differences. You just want everything to kind of blend together. So now we need a little color. And remember I showed you my palette. I have a layer of these lip and cheek colors. So you can use those on your lips, your cheeks. I even use them for eyeshadow. I'm gonna use a color today called Madrid, one of my new favorite colors. And notice I'm placing it a little bit higher up on my cheek. Now, if you have a very thin face, you can go ahead and bring it down more to the apples. But if you have a normal size face or even a little bit more volume, chubby face, you can go ahead and put it up higher, and it's gonna slim out that face. So over the years, I feel like I got a little bit more chipmunk cheeks, so I can go ahead and just make it look a little slimmer. And I'm going ahead and using that Madrid on my lips as well. This is one of our new shades. It's more of a coral shade, and I love it for summer. I love my corals. So take a peek. You can see the dimension that's given me. And if we want, we can take a little of that brightening highlight and use it as an eyeshadow primer. So again, I want my eyelids to be nice and bright before I put my shadow on. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of bring it onto my eye. So we've really brightened up our face. We've added some dimension with the contour. I'm gonna do a quick eyeshadow look for you as well. And I'm just gonna use a couple of colors. And the first color I'm using is one called Chai. And notice I have very hooded eyes. So if I just put it on my lid, you would not see that eyeshadow. So I need to reach much further up with my eyeshadow almost to my eyebrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Always tap off your brush and use it at the very end so you can get a nice application, a nice light application. So again, just back and forth like that. And the other thing I like to do is use a bit of a darker shade at the outside. And what that does is kind of pull your eyes outward, make them look larger. So I put a darker shade on, and I'm just gonna go into that crease, just like that, and stay at the outer third. I'm gonna blend this in a minute, but I just wanna show you again, place that brush right in that crease, and you can swirl, but just keep it to the outside. All right, and now we'll just kind of blend that a little bit more. The key to good eyeshadow is taking the time to blend. Sometimes I rush a little bit and I don't blend as well as I should. So take the time to kind of swirl, get those colors together. And it doesn't take much just to amp up your eyes and give it a really beautiful look. The other thing I like to do is take that darker color and do it underneath my eye, almost like a smudgy eyeliner, just like that. Instead of using the old black eyeliner that gave us that very distinct black line, just a smudgy line like this is so pretty. Then here's another little tip for hooded eyes. I'm using a Marc Jacobs liner today. I like these stick eyeliners. And with hooded eyes, if you can go right into your lashes, sometimes you have to just actually pick them up like that and kind of push that liner right in. So it's not quite a tight line. What we're actually doing is just kind of putting the liner right into our lash line. But instead of doing it up here, we're doing it underneath because we have such a limited area up there. So we want to just kind of thicken up the lashes with a liner. So I'll do it on this eye. And excuse me because, like I said, I'm 64. I don't always see the best. So sometimes it's hard for me to look in that little camera. I have to look in my mirror. So just kind of back and forth into that upper eyelash. Now, if you really want to amp it up and take it to another level, I am just going to dip my ring finger into a nice light shade. This one happens to be called Drift. And I love this shade. It's just a really pretty little bit of a shimmer. And if I put that in the corner of my eye and in the eye duct, or a tear duct, I'm sorry, look what that does. It just really brings a pop of light to the center. So again, you can do that with your finger. You can do it with a brush, just like that. So that's how easy it is. I love working out of this one compact. Super easy. Everything's in one. And you can get so many different sizes. Now, if I wanted to finish this off and make sure it stays all day, I'm going to use a little setting spray. And I'm going to use it on an ever so slightly damp Perfector sponge. And I'm just going to dab. So that way it kind of presses all the makeup in, takes off any excess product I might have. And I'm using a little of that setting spray to make sure everything stays put very nicely. So that's kind of the final step. Of course, I didn't put my mascara on yet. So stay tuned. I'll be right back with my mascara. All right, my mascara's on. I'm good to go. Two final things. If you want just a really nice finished look, I am going into the top layer of my compact and grabbing a little of this illuminator. And we have these in creams or in powders. And what an illuminator does is just adds a little bit of shimmer that kind of catches the light. I know it's hard to see in the camera. I like to put it on the top of my cheekbones, tip of my nose, my Cupid's bow, and sometimes I actually put it on my lips too, right in the center, to just kind of amp up your lipstick a little bit more. And then I like to finish sometimes with a lip gloss. I'm using one by Seint Beauty today. And some days I like a matte look, sometimes I like a little gloss. There you have it. Again, working out of this simple compact. This is Seint Beauty Cream Makeup. And I'm an artist and would love to color match you. All you have to do is go to perfectcolormatch.com and I will be able to send you a custom color match, just making some recommendations, whether you need color correction or just the regular palette of makeup. Please reach out to me and I'm happy to help you out. Thanks so much for joining me today.